How you doing, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw Chapter 8 Exercise 2 of the CREO PowerPoints. So let's get started. So I started with, I already drew the object before previously. I'm going to redraw it again from the start to show you step by step on how I chose to draw this model. Okay, so let's get started. I clicked on New. I named it Chapter 8 Exercise 2. You can name it whatever you want, but for organizational purpose, I just wrote it this way. Okay, click OK. Oh, probably because I already drew it before. Let me see if I can draw it on the score. There you go. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to draw this base plate. You could either choose to draw it from the front view as is, or draw the top view, the rectangle, and then add the extrusion on the bottom. I'm going to choose with drawing the top plate, the base. You'll see. So let's start with clicking sketch. Since I'm going to do a top view, I'm going to click on this on the datum plane, top datum plane, and I'll make sure that the arrow is looking down. That matters because when you click on sketch view, you're looking from a top bottom view. Okay, so for this purpose, I'm going to center everything. What I'm going to do from now on, I'm going to be centering my rectangle. Okay, so I'm going to draw a rectangle. Okay, if you look closely, the side of the rectangle is 102. Okay, I'm going to center this by writing 102 divided by 2. Okay, now this is the part that could get a little confusing if we look at the picture closely. This is saying that the total distance is 156 plus 30 and another 30. Right, so it's going to be 156 plus 30 on both sides will give you the total distance. Oh, my computer's going a little glitchy there. Okay, so what we're going to write here, CREO lets you write mathematical operation and it will calculate it for you, which makes it real easy. So what is essentially happening is you're going to add 156, right, plus parentheses 30 times 2, right? And it should give you the full distance of that bottom plate. Okay, again, I'm going to center this by writing 216 divided by 2. Everything is centered. This is very important to do. Not necessarily, but if you do this at the beginning of your drawing, when you're later adding other extrusions and you want a mirror at the midpoint, these planes will help you centering from at the start, and you'll see later on. So I created my bottom plate, and we are done for the first part. Okay, do not worry about this fillet right now. I'm gonna click OK, and we're gonna extrude this bottom plate. By how much? I'm gonna choose the bottom because I want my top. I want my top surface to be the plane. I'm gonna extrude it 20. Okay, as so. Let's have it standard view. That's how it should look for now. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna round these edges. To accomplish that, we are going to click on round. We're gonna click on this edge, hold Control, or not yet. Rotate first, hold Control, and click on this edge. And the radius will be 30. Okay, and we're going to accept that. Okay, Now what we're going to do now, now that you're here, you could either start from drawing the top plate or the holes. What I would do is I will start with creating this top plate. We could do the holes later if you prefer. Actually, let's do it right now. Since we're working on this bottom plate, let's do all the features now. So we're going to go on ahead and click on hole, and click it wherever within this face, doesn't really matter. Okay, the most important part is giving these two green dots a reference. So doesn't matter, you could do this green dot here or this green dot, it doesn't really matter as long as it has a reference. I purposefully, I'm gonna put this green dot to this mid plane and this green dot to this edge. Okay, from this edge, if you notice. Okay, now if you look at the picture, the circle is that center is concentric to this radius. So what I'm basically gonna do is that reference line, I'm gonna make it 156 divided by 2, and from the bottom line that I reference is gonna be 30. You see. So from this center line, I'm gonna write top view. From the center to this midline, I'm gonna write 156 divided by 2. And from the bottom, I'm gonna write 30. Okay. And if you notice, this is a hole. If you notice, this is a hole that has a hole plus another cutout. Okay. In order to accomplish that, you're gonna click on this button here for this icons to come out, and we're gonna click on this one, and we're gonna go on ahead and click on shape. Okay, going back to the picture, right? Going back to the picture, saying that the hole is 20, but the cutout is 38, which the 38 is gonna be here, 38, right? And it's saying that that cutout of 38 is 6 units in. This will be the 6 units in. Okay. This 20 is the actual drill hole, which will be 20 here, which is already written for us. We don't have to worry about angle because we're gonna cut all the way through. Okay. Let me take this out. Let's make sure that we're cutting all the way through, and yes, we are. Okay. And we're gonna accept that. Now, we could go on ahead and do the same thing here, but again, efficiency is key. You click on hole, click on mirror, and now you're gonna see why I made everything into the middle, or reference everything to the midpoint. Now I just could go on ahead and click here, accept it, and it comes out the same exact feature we just did. Okay. So now we are done with the bottom plate. Now we are going to work on this portion, this top plate. Okay. So if we look at it here, we're going to draw 2 circles, and then we're going to draw lines that are tangent, and you will see it. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to click on sketch, and I'm going to click on this face. Okay. Now I'm going to click that I want to look at as I draw from my, imagine my eyes here, my eyes from this side to that wall. Okay. This really does matter because it will help you with orientation, you know, makes the drawing process easier. And we're going to click on sketch. So every time now you click on sketch view, you look at it at that side. Now something occurred here. For some reason, when you click on sketch view, this occurs. What you're gonna do is you're gonna click on sketch setup, and you're going to click on top to reorientate the model. Okay. So every time you click on sketch view, it'll bring you back here. Okay. Okay. One thing I want to note is this is why I decided to click on this back plate and not on front, because now as I draw, my drawing is going to come out here, and then when I extrude, it's going to come protrude to the left side. You'll see. So let's click sketch view. I'm going to hold shift, middle button to bring it up. So I'm just going to draw circles. Don't matter orientation for now. Just draw. Go ahead and draw. Okay. Put a center line. Even though you have a reference point, but for some particular reason, when you want to use this constraint, you do need a center line in order to make it, in order to use it. And you're going to draw another circle. Doesn't really matter. Just make sure that you see this constraint. So when you modify the diameter of this circle, this is affected as well. Okay. Now I'm going to put a constraint before I start doing any changes. I'm going to click on this constraint, symmetric. So I'm going to say these two centers symmetric to this center line. Okay. That will help later with moving the circles. Now, as you can see, the circle, the center of the circle, from the bottom, from the top side, is 58. Okay, so this is already written. Sometimes when you click, nothing happens, just click escape, so you could change this, and this should be 58. Okay. Now we're gonna go again at distance. We're gonna click on these two centers, and the distance between those two centers, if you look at your PowerPoint or at your worksheet, should be 76. Okay, and the diameter of that circle should be 38. Okay, as so. So we got a diameter of 38, just to make sure, in two circles. What we're going to do now is get a line. Let me see. Something went on here. Actually, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. We are not looking at this circle, but at these circles, which is 38. Should be 38. Sorry about that. The centers are still the same. Doesn't really matter. Okay, doesn't really matter. It's still 58. The only thing that changes here that it has to be a radius, not 38 diameter, but radius. So we're gonna click once, one click, middle. We're just gonna delete this constraint. I'm gonna write 38. There we go. So this is the radius 38 of the outer circles. Keep in mind that these circles all have the same concentrics. All have the same concentrics, okay? So now that we did that, all we have to do is click on line. If by any reason that this does not occur, see, I'm getting at the edge, it locks on. If by any reason that does not happen, click escape, right and hold the right button and click reference and make these lines into your reference, in case you have any issues with locking in. Click on line, click at that point, and it has to be tangent. Okay, right, make it easy, mirror, center line, and there we go, same line. We're gonna click on line exactly here and exactly here, and we're good. All we have to do now is delete segments. Okay, there we go. Now we are done with the feature, but keep in mind that when you're extruding, if the shape that you have drawn is not closed, it would not extrude. So we go on ahead and draw this line to close, and I click escape. Click escape again. When you see this shape shaded, it means that once you click OK and you decide to extrude, you will be able to extrude. If by any reason that this shape is not shaded like solid color, you would most possibly will have trouble with extruding, which means that probably the shape is not fully closed, or you locked on on an edge that not fully closing the shape. Just as a cautionary note. Okay, so we're gonna accept it because we finished. We're gonna extrude, and now as you see, this is why I chose the back plate, so I could just extrude onwards. If we look at the picture, it says that the depth is 20. Extrusion has to be 20. Okay, and we're gonna click accept. Standard orientation. Okay, so now that we finished, we're gonna draw the two circles, or the two extrusions. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna click on sketch again, click at this face, make sure that the arrow is looking that way, click sketch and sketch view. Okay, sometimes to make things a little easier, you could click on no hidden, so that you could have a better view when drawing your circles. So when you're drawing your circles, since you already drew your circle here, this circle has the same center, and I mentioned that the centers are all the same, so you could just click here, wait until the yellow button comes out, and come right here and draw your circle. Okay, we're gonna do the same process. Go here and click on that center, and make sure that you see that constraint. That green constraint means line reference equal. Okay, now that circle, the diameter is 38. When you see these lines like this, that means that you're seeing the value of diameter, which is 38. We're gonna go on ahead and we're done. Okay, we're gonna extrude. Sometimes if you don't see it, go back here and click shading, so you could see how it will look like. And if you look closely, it says that it is 30 from this edge, so 30 minus 20 is 10. So the extrusion should be 10. Okay, hopefully your guys are following me so far. Now all we have to do now is draw a hole. So we're gonna click on the hole button, and we're gonna click at this axis. But not sometimes, but most of the time when you click on the axis, it's still asking you in the bar reference. We're gonna hold Control, and after you click on the axis, hold Control and click the face of that circle and this worker. So you're gonna create a hole that is concentric to that center of the axis. Okay, and the diameter of that hole is 19. I'm gonna go here and we're gonna write 19. Okay, and we're gonna accept. Okay, again, you're gonna click on hole. You're gonna mirror that hole that you did and click on the midline and accept. See guys, why I did everything in the center, because later on when you start doing cutouts, it would really help. Okay, so now we have done the bottom plate and the top plate. We did the holes, so we did the cutouts. Now we have to do this portion, this little nose here. Some people may use the rib. I would just draw the feature or the shape and then extrude it from there. Okay, so to begin, I'm gonna click on sketch and I'm gonna click on the midline. Okay, doesn't really matter if you're looking from the right to the left or left to the right, doesn't really matter. because it's going to be the same. Okay, I'm going to click on sketch view. Right? For this part, I'm going to suggest you click on no hidden to facilitate on viewing your drawing. And we're going to hold right click, click on reference, and we're going to reference this line. We're going to reference this line, and we're going to delete this reference here. Okay, and let's put this line as reference as well. Now we're going to click on line. You don't have to draw it to perfection, just make it seem as the feature, because later with the dimension tool we could fix all of that up. Okay, so if we look at the picture, this point from the bottom has to be 15. Right? We still in the dimension tool. We're going to click again. This line, point or line to this line, which is the reference, has to be 40. Okay? And if we look at the picture, again, I'm looking at this side. That point, 15, to this line, or point to this reference line, 40. Now we're going to use this point to the back plate, has to be 40. So what I was saying is this point to the back plate has to be 40. Okay? And we don't have to worry about this part because everything just worked out. Okay? Once you finish, again, when you want to extrude, make sure that your shape is closed. Click escape again, and when you see the shaded, it means that when you click on extrude, it will be able to extrude. And we're going to accept it. Now let's go back here to shading, and we're going to click extrude. Now if you see this happen, don't worry. We're going to go up here to the top left, click on this button, which is going to extrude on both sides. And if we look closely, it says that the thickness is 20, okay, from the midline. If you see those are all center lines. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to write 20. Okay. And let's see, then the orientation, and shading with edges, and as you see, we have finished our exercise number 2 and our shape. Hopefully this has helped you and has taken you a step closer to becoming a better CAD designer.